Throw gang, we are joined by the graphics governor. He's running the Big Apple from the orchard. Must be an undertaker because he's bringing everyone to a wake. From the Andes, he'll get off his dick and these nuts. Better tell the fellas because we're so Baque. Get this man some melatonin because he stay awake. The king of collabs, bringing New York to the whole galaxy, even Uranus. Pushing teas like the Ecuadorian Terrence, cooking that yucca. Must be a prince because he's born from Queens. He awake, you a whack. Supreme then awake, he went Baque to Baque like Jordan 96, 97. Getting bills but no Cosby for this jello. Founder of Awake, Angelo Baque. Angelo, how the hell are you?
I'm doing blessed, man. Thanks, guys.
So thank you, man.
Hey, you good with Lawrence's streetwear laptop in your face?
Come on. That's supposed to happen off the record.
It's a bit offensive, but you got your marching orders. You go straight to Hugo's desk.
I'm getting a sticker.
You slap a sticker
Slap a few on.
unbiasedly.
Can I go to Hugo and get a new laptop? How about that, dude?
No, but you get a fit though. We can get you fitted out before you leave. Get
Sheesh, dude. Okay, I didn't know I was
American
walking into
Psycho
a fucking
casual. You got going now.
walking into a fucking firing squad, bro.
Let's go.
Someone's got to act white around here, dude. This neighborhood's changed.
Yeah. Patrick Master Bateman, you know?
Yeah, Angelo, thank you so much for having us here in your beautiful office, across or right around the corner from the brand new store. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
You're the consummate host.
Thank you.
Your reputation precedes you.
I hope so. I hope so. I hope Minya said fine things about me. She was adamant to telling me that you guys are her sons.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
but not in like a sonning way, but in like a motherly way.
Motherly, but
She's matronly.
But half also like those are my sons.
Those
are my sons.
Those are my stepsons.
Yeah, exactly. Angelo, the first thing we want to do is a little fit check where you're going to walk us and the audience at home through your fit today. The choice for you is you want to go shades down or you want to go kicks up?
Let's go shades down.
Okay.
This is Tegesta.
Yeah, dude, I got a pair of those. They're great.
Yeah, Tegesta.
This is these are normally not your dailies, though, right? I feel like you've been doing the Pradas.
Celine, Prada. Okay. Y'all owe me a check now.
Oh, yeah, true.
I got these from Kobo, our neighbors we love. Shout out to Eldar. New Awake, that good Awake.
Is this a lens to match the hoodie type vibe? Is that what's happening?
No, it's a vibe.
Okay.
It's just a vibe.
The rhinestone cowboy.
Yeah.
MF Doom lyric.
Yeah.
But thank you for pantomiming
a
cool Coyote Ugly dance move
Yeah,
in front of the horses.
Yeah,
you know?
true.
I'm just keeping it all on brand.
Yeah, this is why
This
people
is
pay
fall
$10.
23. This is what launched this past weekend.
Correct.
Why you couldn't join us at the bazaar?
Yes. Haynes.
Why was Hugo allowed to be at the bazaar when on launch day? Not to fucking snitch on him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you doing right now, bro?
Let's call him in real quick.
I don't want to get my ass beat.
Yeah,
You're right. You should definitely. There should be some kind of penalization for that.
He should give you a cut. How about that?
He wasn't selling any Awake, FYI. We liked our due
I would
diligence.
hope.
We made sure.
He hasn't been here long enough to start flipping away. So
He was wearing it head to toe. He was wearing the rhinestone shit.
How long do you have to be at Awake before you're allowed officially to flip shit?
Never.
Never. Okay, good answer.
No. Not okay.
Is that a fireable offense?
Yeah.
Is that a fireable offense? I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
It's just a sucker ass move, as you
Are
would
you?
say.
Yeah.
Are you judge, jury, and executioner when it comes to are you the HR department?
Ish.
Okay.
Okay.
I expedite things here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
If I'm not happy with, said
Expediting
work.
an execution.
Yeah, pretty much.
Versus
All right, so we got
One?
the Wake Fall, the
Yeah.
rhinestone tiger camo hoodie.
Hanes
Yes.
white tee.
Hanes tee.
Is that your white tee of choice?
Yeah.
Always?
Always.
Like for life?
Kind of. It kind of never fails.
Yeah.
It's a good.
That's a big
ex-girlfriend.
debate that I feel like our audience, they always want to know what's the go-to, and it gets very highfalutin, and it's like the Japanese this, whatever, but it's like a Hanes white tee. What are we
I
talking
don't
about
think.
here?
I feel like a white T-shirt shouldn't be intellectualized.
Thank you.
I think the minute you start nerding out over it, it takes the fun out of a white T-shirt. To me, it's like
Listen to that, kids.
Marlon Brando, James Dean.
Right.
To like
How frequently are you re-upping?
pretty
Yeah.
often.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe
I feel
that's
bad
one
admitting that because I'm trying to be like
Right, sustainable.
Yeah, sustainable. But the truth is, like after one wear.
No.
Man, you fat
Piece
Joe.
of shit.
I know.
You fat Joe him?
Yeah, kind of.
If I can't lick the pit, I toss him into the fucking trash.
It's kind of. It depends though. If it's like the super cheapy ones that you
Right.
can see through, but then like the.
Don't worry, he's donating them, people. He's not
Yeah,
throwing
yeah,
them away. He's not
exactly.
burning them on the roof.
Right.
What's the jeans?
Joe Sander.
Ooh.
Shout out to Luke and Lucy.
I was going to say, the homies. Pedigree
Prada,
Poppy.
Prada belt.
Nice.
Do I need to stand up? Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Unless you want to.
Air Max 95s.
Yeah. You and
Socks?
James are matching today.
Nike socks.
Do you always go Nike on Nike with the socks and the shoes, and then Adidas, Asics.
Not necessarily. I think if Asics made good socks, I would wear Asics
Oh shit!
socks.
I hope they're listening. You just got called out
I've been
by your
telling them
collaborator.
that.
Oh really?
Yeah, the relationship is.
I've
over,
never
but-
seen a pair of Asics socks in my life, and I love Asics, but I'm not
that's
peeping
that's a
socks.
no-brainer, but-
Yeah.
Come on, Captain Colin.
Yeah,
Get
come
your
on.
sock game up.
Colin, get it together.
Oh come on, Colin.
What about what about the panties?
These?
Yeah.
I think that's where you
Nah,
wear them.
not like your stash, bro. I don't know what's going on
Calvin
over here.
Klein.
Okay.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Calvin Klein always.
about
You? What's the?
I wear Hanes boxers.
So you like the flow?
I let the clackers clack.
Yeah.
I
You like
like-
the clack? You like the?
I let the swing a swang.
Yeah. I mean, when you're a
hammer.
man of a certain age like myself, there's droopage.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want
I'm with you, bro.
some tight.
He's
you
just
want
fucking. I don't know why you keep going down this route, bro.
Yo, I like free range nut. I'm sorry, but like free range meat.
Damn, he needs to shoot that rope lasso off.
What's
real
the hardware?
This right here?
Yeah.
So I got this in Rome a few years ago. Yeah.
Is that the only one?
That's it. Oh.
Oh, what kind of? Let's ID the watch for the people just listening and not on video.
That's a little Prezi.
Little gold Prezi?
Yeah, that's a light.
Is that a Mike Nouveau finesse?
It's actually not. It's a very special Miami
Oh yeah.
special thing.
Okay. Is it a birth? Is it a birth year?
No, not perfect.
Okay.
Just got is that a complete fit check? And
I think so.
And you're raw dog. You're not drinking anything. You don't want any water or anything.
Yeah.
Nah, savagery.
Okay.
Yeah, just straight savagery. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Going
All right,
savage mode on the mic.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes
Yeah.
of this podcast, Angelo. First question: is Awake a streetwear brand?
By default, yeah. I mean, do I think it's fair to just pigeonhole us as a streetwear brand? No, I don't. I think if you do that, you're not really paying attention to what we do on a day to day. I work really hard to position us in this intersection of art, fashion, and music. I think the store is a proper representation of that, and having people really experience what we do as a brand. You know, since day one, we've been doing, give back and community work. So, there's a lot more intention on what we do than your average streetwear brand. And I'm proud to say that I think we also changed the way visually brands present themselves in the last 7 years. I think also the way brands carry themselves, whether they want to admit it or not. But we definitely were ahead of the pack, and we still are, the way we operate as a streetwear brand. And I think streetwear is kind of a bullshit title. I think it's very lazy to group.
Do you think it's become bullshit, or do you think it's
Yeah.
always been a bullshit title?
It's always been a bullshit title. It's a way to compartmentalize a thing, so and therefore it can be commodified by those that are not a part of, but they need. I'm like, would you consider Rockefeller, or fucking Mecca Fubu streetwear? Sean John. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not a part of this culture and can't,
That's urban contemporary.
Exactly.
I believe.
Like if you can't have a conversation that starts like in 1980 with what we're doing, then you have no business creating a title for the business that we're in.
Does it rub you the wrong way then when people are just like, oh yeah, Awake, like streetwear brand?
You said default.
Or does
Yeah, it doesn't. I think it's just lazy. But it makes me happy for the people that are like, oh, I understand what you're doing. I see you sitting on the board of trustees of the Queens Museum. I see you doing this thing. I see how you got Alvin Armstrong in your windows. You know what I mean? Like, then it's like, all right, I'm happy because the right people are noticing what we're doing.
Is that how you reclaim it? Just by, like you said, leading the pack, just doing the right thing?
Yeah, I mean yeah. I mean, that's really the only
lead
way
by
to do it.
example.
Yeah, lead by example. And sometimes it could be frustrating because the laziest people are the ones that are in the positions of power to really help amplify what it is that I'm doing. Right? It's easy to continue to cover, say, like, for argument's sake, the top 3 streetwear brands, right? And it's like, all right, it's only them.
Right.
And it reminds me
it's
of...
just us.
Yeah, it's just...
Woo!
Damn.
Spicy.
I think that's on the back of Lawrence's laptop.
No.
But that's just like the, okay, sorry.
Yeah. No, I was going to say it's very reminiscent in 06 when I first started working at Supreme, when I was like cold calling editors to get them to cover the brand, and they're like, oh yeah, you guys only do T-shirts and hoodies.
Oh, so no one was even taking them seriously back then.
In 06, no.
Yeah.
No. That was like a good
That
4 to
clearly
5
changed
years.
in
09?
09, like 07, like I don't
Because
know,
we were,
1 year
I
in.
mean,
Probably
like
like
Complex was covering,
10,
but like
10, 11. Yeah, but that's because Bradley was, shout
Sure.
out to Bradley, the architect. Bradley understood what it was, but also it was their job to cover what we were
Yeah.
doing, right? I think it was more like the Eugene Tongs.
Got you.
And shout out to Peskowitz, who kind of like, we had inside guys,
Right.
finally, right?
Moles.
yeah.
Yeah, moles that were like, they could, dress one way, but deep down inside, they collected what
Right.
we were making, So I would say they were at the forefront of like men's editors
Right.
that were open to covering the work at the time.
I think right now, like people still use the term streetwear, not as in a pejorative sense, but also like they use it as kind of like a catch-all. And then I'm always just like, yo, like what do you mean by that, right? Like, because like to you, when someone says streetwear, like where's streetwear at these days? In using the language that we kind of have to use because that is just like what's been, I don't know, preset.
Are you asking me where streetwear is right now?
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I think it's evolving every day. So therefore, more now than ever, I have to be my own stringent filter to put out the best work and not get lazy, because I really don't understand what other people are doing. And I say that in the most respectful way. Like, I don't.
Do you want to understand? Do you even give a shit?
Not necessarily, no, because, for us, like, I have a strong understanding on who I am and what Awake's position is in the landscape of New York City and also globally. So I really, for me, it's energy wasted to sit here and think about brand X, Y, and Z.
Right. You just do you.
Yeah, just do us.
Just do it. Again.
Dude, a lot of
Somebody
good
hire
fucking
me. Somebody
taglines
hire
being
me.
thrown out here.
You should do this for a living.
This guy's a genius over here, bro.
Where is Awake hitting globally? Like, obviously, New York, it's like resonating so hard. The Orchard Tree. I mean, we're going to talk about whether this is the epicenter of like the cool guy universe right now. But where else in the world is Awake like really reverberating right now?
Tokyo number 2, and then
Wow.
number 3 is London, Paris.
Okay.
Is a strong tie.
How's South Korea looking? Everyone talks like during Fashion Week, that was like the big emerging market, obviously.
It
That's
is.
not-
I
yeah.
mean, they got bread. It's just plain and simple. It's
They got
it's
soul and they got
it's
bread.
a streetwear gold rush
Yeah.
to soul right now. But even that, I think you gotta go over there and do the knowledge, walk the blocks, see what's what. Yeah, you got to figure it out. I don't think you can't just go there and plant a flag and be like, "Yo, we're an American brand. Fuck you," and buy our shit.
Fuck you, buy us.
Yeah, it's like you have to go and actually pay respect to what's happening there, because ultimately Korea doesn't need us. Korea, for argument's sake, has some of the best, TV programming, movies, art, music. They're doing their own
Cell
thing.
phones,
Well, those brands.
cars.
And they got their own. They got cool brands too. You know what I'm saying? So like, why do they need
Sure.
our shit?
What's
You
the
know what I'm
reason
saying?
that you would go?
Yeah.
I
So
get it.
like, once again, it's just intention. You go over there and you actually have to be a part of, and not be on some dickhead shit and be like, you should be grateful that we're opening up a store.
So intention really is everything.
I mean, okay, so now like, number 2 market, Tokyo, fucking London, Paris, obviously New York, but 7 years in, or in the 7 years that the brand has been going so far, when did it kind of like click with you that the brand had staying power?
I don't know. I still don't know.
Yeah.
Really? You wake up and you're like, I don't know. Damn.
Because it's a grind. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's a fucking grind. So there, I do believe that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But,
What is that like?
what is that light?
Yeah.
Light is like 5-6 stores.
Oh shit. Okay.
You know what I mean? Globally.
While being independent.
Yeah, while being independent to a certain extent. Yeah, I think everybody's goal is to build and then sell. Anybody that says different is a fucking liar. You know what I'm saying? All our goals is to like have retirement money. At least that's my goal. It's
Fuck
not-
you money or retirement
No,
money?
I don't want fuck you money. Fuck you money comes at a price. Fuck you
For
money
sure.
means that you miss your kids growing up. Your fucking wife hates you.
You got fucked.
Some alcohol,
Yeah.
drug addiction
Yeah.
in there too. Like
Bodies are buried.
You got a side piece, and definitely somebody has to die.
Right.
There's no way that you make $1 billion in this
Right.
world
Without
without
blood
somebody
on your
dying.
hands.
So, somebody somewhere is suffering.
Yeah.
Because
Put that on a t-shirt. That's
yeah,
That's
so,
hard, dude.
But like a few million people be okay.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe like a lost limb, you know, but
a finger. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
a digit.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't know. I'm totally in denial, but I don't think it's as bad as. Yeah, I just want retirement bread.
What's the worst? So if you wake up every day and you're still not sure that this is like a sure thing, what's the worst part of the job for you?
Fuck. People management.
Yeah. Not your strong suit.
You are HR.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that it's a strong suit, but it takes a lot of energy to work compassionately.
With
right?
empathy.
With empathy, like true empathy, compassion, and love. You know, like how am I bringing God into the workplace? You know what I'm saying? Like how am I being loving to you guys? You know what I'm saying? Because I know working the opposite way doesn't feel so great. You know what I mean? And then what happens is you take that shit home.
Sure.
And then you end up taking it out on your family or your loved one, because that's the shit I used to do too. You know what I mean? Like
You've seen the other side.
I've seen the other side, for sure. So like, you know, starting my own thing is just like, well, how do I want to be treated? How do I want to be communicated with? How am I really creating opportunities and setting people up for success and not failure? You know, so like if I hire you here at Awake, I want you to rock with me. I want you to be with me. I see you being with me by my side for the next 5 years. You know, it's not a 1 year and get the fuck out.
Right.
You know, and go ahead. Well, you can jump in.
Well, on the flip side of that, like, is building a team and having like beautiful, good people in the building, like, is that the most rewarding part? The most rewarding part of the job?
It is for sure. You know what I mean? Because for me, like, when I think of legacy, I think of how many people's careers have I been able to affect over my career span? You know what I'm saying? Like for me, that's like the Venn diagram, you know, or like the family tree of like my impact. You know what I'm saying? It's not
A reflection
so much,
of you directly.
Yeah, exactly. It's not so much in the retirement or the fuck you money, which is great.
Yeah.
But it's like, all right, over the last 20 years, you know, the part I've played and X amount of people's narratives and their trajectory.
I say it in the nicest way possible. It's the human capital.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
All right, in the 7 years though, obviously everyone fucks up. What was the biggest mistake you've made since Awake launched?
The biggest mistake I've made since
Sounds like you've been through it all.
I've been through a lot. I would probably say early on playing it too cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I played it. I think
You were playing it too cool. I'm going to say that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you were.
Yeah,
you were.
yeah, no, it's cool. No, I can admit that now. I think I needed to be humbled.
Did something happen where you like not a flip switching or anything, but you are very much just like more of a man of the people now? I feel like you're out here not in a way where you're like partying. You're just like fucking, you know, shaking babies, kissing hands. Like
Yeah.
having the retail space is obviously a big part of that. But did
Yeah.
something happen that where you realized that you had to act more humble?
Well, I got sober.
Okay.
Okay.
And through
That'll
help.
do it for sure, dude. Yeah.
You know, spoiler alert, you know what I mean? And I'm not here, you know, to promote sobriety for anybody, but sobriety definitely helped me, to just humble myself and, you know, learn how to accept that I don't know everything and, you know, really ask for help. You know, my last job, it was on some fuck you shit. You know what I mean? I was in a position of power for 10
You
years.
had it like that, so you were like, fuck everyone.
Fuck everybody.
I
You know what
believe
mean?
what's another good song? Fuck them. That's a good one too, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you one of my biggest misses. Virgil came, rest in peace, Virgil, came from first kind of like sit down with me when I had my little office on 99 Canal. And he had just started Off-White. And he's like, yo, I got these Italian investors. Like, if you need any resource for Awake, let me know. You know, I got factories. I got this. You want to make shoes, blah, blah, blah. And I looked at him. I was like, I'm good.
Damn, dude.
Damn.
Yo, tell new guards they can suck my dick.
Yeah, I was like, I'm good.
Damn, bro.
How fast did you realize how badly you fucked up?
Probably when he sold Off-White. You know, I was like, damn. And, you know, and
Damn,
I
I'm
seen-
not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
I'm
saw
the
like how he
opposite.
set up heroin and like you know
Yeah.
started like giving the ball to a few people, and I'm like,
He literally tried to assist you, and you were not receptive.
no, I was like, I'm good.
So that's like pride, right? That's you're too proud to like take people's.
It was true
assistance or
pride
help?
and really thinking that I understood what I was doing at the time, you know, and yeah, you know,
Damn.
but also on the flip
Deadly
side
sin.
of that, you know, I would say like every notch that I was able to hit post Supreme Virgil had a hand in.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So he wasn't offended when you were like, nah, I'm good. He was still
No,
there
not
trying
at
to help
all.
out.
No, I'm pretty sure he's humored, you know. But he also, like, if you knew V, you know that he was also just a very giving person. It
Right.
wasn't like it wasn't, the intention wasn't to slap his hand. It was just
Right.
like, I think I got this.
Right.
I mean,
You know?
talk about legacy. Like, just think of the amount of people that he's kind of like have,
Yeah.
been in his wake that have kind of risen up and done their own thing. Similar to like what you were saying, how you want your legacy to be remembered. All right. Well, from fucking turning down, sure millions of dollars, you finally were able to get back on your feet. How's the new store doing? It's been, when did it open? Like earlier this summer?
June 1st, we opened.
Yeah,
That was a banger, bro. Good party.
Good party.
Thank
a lot
you,
of
thank you.
Presidentes.
Yeah.
There was a
Which
lot
you guys
of
have to buy.
Presidentes.
So Presidente, if you're watching this.
Yo, you had to
fucking-
buy all those beers? What the
Right?
fuck?
That's what Hugo told me.
Shout out to Scar. We got the Scars
Oh,
discount.
okay.
Okay.
The wholesale.
Yeah.
We got Scars wholesale price on that.
Well, Hugo came through with the Hugo special, just his own bottle of wine.
That's how he does it.
Yeah.
But
Sidecar.
how's the new store doing?
It's doing great.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's doing great. I think it was the missing piece of the puzzle for us. I know a year out, when I was telling people that I was going to open up a store, everybody thought I was crazy for wanting to open up a physical space. I think everyone
Just because of the general landscape of like
No,
retail in New
yeah,
York? or-
retail, and then everybody shutting down, and a little bit post COVID.
Sure.
And then just kind of like the scent of recession coming on. I think everyone kind of got shook. But I already was able to see that, e-com was going to go down and we needed a physical space and to kind of also graduate off Instagram. You know what I
Right.
mean? I think there's only so much because we're not just a printable brand.
Right.
We're just doing, T-shirts and hats and hoodies, but we're actually like designing full collections.
Right.
Like it's hard to sell a $350 jacket online if you can't try it on.
Sure. You
You
gotta
know?
get tactile with
Well,
that
that's
shit.
we talked about this after the party, both between ourselves and on the pod, where it's like when you can actually enter the awake world
Yeah.
and feel the tactile nature, and you can it'll dawn on you if you didn't already know that's like this is more than just t-shirts and hoodies. This
Yeah.
is like a full-fledged brand, kind of like a cohesive 360 vision, which is hard to fucking convince people of if you don't have a space you can actually enter and like the smell changes, the
Yep.
sound changes, the lighting changes.
Yeah.
But now you guys have that.
Yeah, and I think also important for me was to be able to physically show what I can do as a creative.
Like building out the space and
Building
all
out
that.
the space. I co-designed that with Rafael de Cardenas. But that's probably been the biggest compliment that I've gotten. Is just like, oh, now we understand. Like now we
Right.
get
We
it.
get it.
Especially like post Supreme to be like, okay, now we really understand what you brought to the table.
That's a true flag in the ground. I mean, literally and figuratively. I mean, there's a fucking store on the street.
So it's like, fuck yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you can't deny us anymore. You have to fucking respect the brand. And if you don't respect the brand, like you're just in denial.
Do you
Why-
think this? Sorry, if this is a loaded question, but like, do you think that people were just like, oh yeah, Supreme guy, but now have you turned the corner? Now it's Awake guy.
I think it's Angelo Baque. I don't think it's the Awake guy. I've always made it a point to hold on to my identity and my name and never be consumed by any brand, even if it's my own brand.
My name's
They're not
my
one
name.
and the same. Because that's interesting. Because some people are like, yeah, I'm the brand and the brand is me. But you're not saying that.
No, the brand is is an extension of me, but it's not all of me. It doesn't completely identify who I am today. You know what I mean? I like there to be some separation of church and state. And I think that's why it's important to get like someone like Hugo on board.
Sure.
To really be, okay, you can be the face.
Right.
You can organize the parties. You can do this thing and just let me worry about the creative and kind of like the vision for the next 5 years.
Is that
of the
because you're
brand.
getting older? Like if this was 10 years ago, would it be like, would you hire
It'd
a
probably
brand
be
director?
different.
Yeah.
It'd probably,
Yeah.
It'd probably be different. Yeah, because also like we're at a point where, I saw guys my age when I was 30, right? When I was Hugo's age or you guys' age, that were, trying to bag the same girls I was trying to bag at Max Fish. And I'd be like, get this old motherfucker out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, go home. Like, don't you got a wife? Don't
Go
you got
home to your family, bro.
Get the fuck out of Max Fish. You know what I'm saying? Why are you here? Like, I that's always been, on my mind. And like, I want to age gracefully in streetwear. You know what I'm saying? And I also understand, like, if you're going to be able to access me, either you get, admission into the office or you're going to catch me in front of the store, and that's about it. You know what I mean? But I don't want to still try to be like the party guy at 45.
Right. That's just sad.
That shit's whack.
Yeah. I get it.
Do you agree with us that Hugo Mendoza is fuck Eric Adams? He's the real mayor of New York.
1,000%.
He's got your vote, clearly.
Yeah, 1,000.
You voted with your wallet. Hire this man.
How do you say that? It was kind of weird walking in here and seeing him sitting behind a desk.
Yeah.
I don't think
We're
I've
like,
ever
this
seen
man
that before.
answers emails? What the fuck?
He's actually kind of quick on emails. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. So the retail space has exceeded expectations, lived up to them. Are you not passing judgment yet? It's only been 3 months, I guess.
Yeah, early days.
I wouldn't say if it's exceeded expectations, but I think it's definitely met my expectations. I think the beauty of it is that it's not set in stone, so we're still figuring out how to evolve the space, right? And I'm also still taking into consideration all the feedback that I get when I'm down there and I hear customers. I listen in on conversations and eavesdrop. You know what I mean?
Angelo's listening.
Yeah, like,
He's got the place bugged, bro.
yo, fuck that dude.
He kicked me out of Max Fish.
that dude ain't all that.
The guy's trying to sleep with the same girl I'm hitting on.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm in no, like, I'm not. What's the word?
The judgment has not been cast yet.
No, it hasn't. You know, and the thing is, like, we also got a fucking scaffolding like shed in front of our store. That
Right.
I'm in this weird beef between my landlord and the co-op board. You know, so
Yeah.
like, it's like the next chapter is once we get that fucking scaffolding. I promise you, I will throw the biggest party in front of the store.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
And so we can finish the facade and everything that we had in mind for the shop. So right now, it's kind of cool that we have this, you know, one chapter of
Right.
like.
The
you
first
know,
chapter.
Yeah, first chapter, the shed, like the shed
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Year
And then-
zero.
Yeah, year zero, and then we're gonna have the non-shed years.
Right.
Did you see so you threw the it wasn't a block party for the store opening, but it kind of
No.
turned into a block
Yeah.
party.
It
Spilled
did.
out.
Did you see the woman who was flashing titties for a free awake tea that
I
night?
saw that afterwards. That was pretty cool, man.
Bro, as a little boy who grew up in Queens with parents who immigrated from Ecuador, designing T-shirts that get titties out. Is that not the real American dream right there?
100%.
That's all. That's what
Yeah,
they ask us what we do and who we do it for.
100%. That was on the mood board.
Yeah. Titties.
If there aren't titties for T-shirts, then we failed as a brand.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Streetwear Mardi Gras on fucking Orchard
Yeah,
Street.
but here's
Pull
the
up.
thing. None of that. Once again, man, like, if you start making that the goal, not saying that flashing titties is not part of the goal, but like,
It's part of the journey, not the destination.
yeah, there you go. But like, what we were able to accomplish that day, which you guys were there, is bring all of New York out, right? It wasn't just, you know, a certain age demographic that came out to represent. It wasn't like old head or whatever. Like, we had like the shitty Lower East Side skater kid that was trying to steal beers,
Right.
you know. But then we also had like Eric Hayes and Stash pull up, which
Sure.
are my OGs. You know what I'm saying? Then we had you guys there represent. So
Multi-generational.
it was exactly. It was multi. For me, that's the real kind of gauge of success.
Right.
And we had girls there, and we all know that.
Oh, you
let's be
Yo, streetwear
let's be
party with
honest,
girls?
streetwear
What the fuck?
sausage. It's been a sausage fest for many years, and that's something that I pride in here at Awake. We do not throw meat fest. And I also feel like that's why the Milk Block Party went without a hitch.
Yeah.
There was no beef, no bottles being smashed, no fights because they were women. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you chose violence
Behave
that
yourself.
day over trying to kicking it to a girl, like, there's something wrong with
Then
you.
you need to pull up to the meat party because you're in the wrong place, dog.
Yeah, like, you're upset that there isn't enough meat at the party.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you this. Here's a
Charcuterie
metric
board.
for success. How many matchas a day are you slanging out?
I have no
out the
idea,
shop?
man. But Rocky, we need you. Come back.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We miss you, Rocky.
Vegas made a fucking
Dude.
one for
Fucking
Larry.
perfect, dude. Frothed up, delicious, dude. Perfectly sweet.
I'm happy to hear
It's
that.
giving me life so I could pod right now.
Can we break some news right now? Where is Awake going to open up next?
Seoul, Korea.
Yeah. Know where the money is, dude. Follow the monies.
Yeah.
Do you think second location outside of New York, or do you want to keep it local at first, or you
No,
wanna
I'm being
expand?
honest. For me, the plan is Seoul.
Yeah?
And then number 3 would be Tokyo.
Hell yeah,
And I
dude.
don't want to get too ahead of myself. But
Right.
Yeah, I think for America right now, if we were to open up another location, it'd be LA. But that's not. I don't think that's part of our narrative. Right?
Does LA fuck
Interesting.
with Awake?
They do.
Yeah?
I think
It's
also
such a
because
New York
there's enough
brand, right?
transplants out there too. You know, what I'm
Because
saying?
you're in Union, right?
We're in Union. We're in
Yeah.
Dover Street Market.
So you got the Chris Gibbs cosign, which is huge. I mean, that's your boy, obviously. Shout out Chris.
That was one of our first original
Yeah.
accounts.
I feel like that was one of the only. Well, there and Supreme were like.
Yeah.
Were those the first two?
Supreme never carried away.
Really? Not even on like the friends and family rack? Damn, bro.
Nope.
Haters, bro.
Was that like?
James, what the fuck, bro?
Was that like they didn't want you to flourish too nicely, so then you would just fucking get out the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let me ask this.
This bird needs to spread his wings, dude.
I know while a caged bird sings.
I mean, y'all can come up with your own conclusions.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Use your
by
brain.
By the law of transitive fucking swaggery. Yeah, there it is. All right. Is Orchard Street? You got Awake. You got Scars. You got Scars Pizza. You got fucking White Chinatown down the block.
Yeah, with all the artists.
The best part is, have you seen the white guy in the kung fu hat? Like, yes,
I have. Well, he's a little off his.
But the
rocker,
rice
though.
patty
Oh,
hat?
yeah, the rice patty.
Yeah,
hat.
he's a little
That's-
touched.
That's
Like,
real
he's-
Chinatown, dude.
Yeah.
Wait, no, but is he like a Trustafarian? Tell me he's like a fucking like.
I don't know anything about
Trained
him,
air
but
or
I
something.
see
How many
him
matchas does he get at Awake per day?
10 a day. 10 a day.
Is Orchard Street though the epicenter of cool guy culture right now in New York, in the world? Like, you know,
Yeah, the nucleus.
because there's always a physical space.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that it's the ground zero or nucleus of cool guy, but I would say that unfortunately, it's the last 2 blocks of anything remotely creative
Damn.
on the island of Manhattan.
Shit. That's a big fucking claim, bro.
It's the fact.
We trust you, but
Yeah.
It's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like what Orchard Street, like, and that's what I'm talking about is from Grand to Canal and including Dime Square.
right.
Used to be basically below 14th Street when I was a kid.
Right.
So like from 14th to Canal, from Avenue D all the way to the Cage, the 6th Avenue, like that was our playground. You know what I mean? Like everybody was on some weird shit.
Now it's all sweet greens.
Yes. Shout out to Nick. That's my man.
Okay. Oh, he got
Mazel-
sweet.
mazel
he got,
tov. Mazel
he got
tov,
sweet
my
green
brother.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His green is sweet as fuck, dude.
Yeah. That's some mans in them. Yeah, like this, you know, I feel like, yeah, this block just has energy. So I wouldn't say like cool guy, like it's just all kinds of kids, all kinds of creatives are in this little area right here. And I'm just happy that we got in now.
Sure.
And not after the fact.
You think it's only inevitable that this
It's
is
going to get worse.
Yeah.
even these 2 blocks?
Yeah, there's going to probably be like an outdoor voices any day now in the corner or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
An aloe.
yeah, like
Fucking
yeah.
J. Crew across the street. Like,
Like J. Crew
Yeah.
outpost liquor store kind of situation.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I'm not mad at it. You know, so like I want to enjoy this time right now before all that noise.
The pre-J. Crew, the pre-shed, the post-shed, the pre-J. Crew days, the
Yeah.
post-J. Crew
All
days.
different eras, man.
You can't get mad at it. It's just, you know, hopefully everyone that's here is able to stay here and kind of.
Oh,
like,
not be. That's the only thing is you don't want to be. Obviously, displacement is bad, but like you don't care who comes in as long as like you guys get to stay. And by you guys, I mean
Kind
the
of.
creative.
Kind of,
energy
because it's
people.
not like we have any power curation in neighborhood.
No, of course
Fucking
not.
landlords are gonna get greedy. Like unfortunately, the Joe Damo on the corner, his landlord told him he doubled the rent on them.
Damn.
And was like, yo, a real important store opened up across the street, so you guys got to go now.
What?
So I feel, you know, so like, shit, I'm
You
a gentrifier.
being the real
yeah,
important
I'm
store.
a gentrifier.
Damn,
you know what I'm saying? Down here
dude.
too, which
It
is
be
like-
your own, dude.
Yeah, I know, like the irony. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, so we got in at a good time. Yeah.
Well, enjoy them.
Yeah, enjoy them while they last. Enjoy the years while they last, dude.
I want to pivot real quick. So LeBron and Rihanna have both worn Awake.
Word.
Who sold more units?
Oh, Braun.
Rihanna. Yeah. Is it so like being a brand director like you were at Supreme, like a big part of that is seating? Is that right? Is that
Yeah.
like someone else you? So like how crucial is that today with Awake versus when you were doing it with Supreme and you know a few years ago?
It's not as special anymore.
Oh, really?
I think people are fucking spoiled.
It's just transactional.
It's super transactional. Like back then, it really meant you were a part of. Like, all right,
Right.
if
Your
I gave
family.
you a hoodie, like, all right, you
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where
Right.
it's like everyone gets seated, everything, and I feel like once again, like people don't have really good filters, so they don't know what's really good anymore. You know, so it's
They're just
not,
posting everything.
They're just posting, or they just don't post at all anymore because you kind of get conditioned to receive shit all the time, and it also gets overwhelming. So then you don't have enough time to post all the things that you get unless you really fuck with the brand. And then for me, the biggest compliment is I walk on the street and somebody's actually wearing
Just
it.
a real person.
A real person or the person that actually seeded it to.
Yeah.
Not that LeBron isn't a real guy with real feelings, but he's fucking LeBron.
Yeah.
He's the chosen one. It's different.
But yeah,
different
to me,
stakes.
that I enjoy that more than, I don't know.
They're just like, hey, like take this, post it. Okay, like you're whatever. I know you're never gonna wear it again.
Yeah, like no, that shit doesn't work.
Right. Like it doesn't affect the bottom line, or it just doesn't make the brand cool.
I just don't think it has the same impact as it used to.
For sure.
It used to mean seeding used to mean something in this industry.
We used to seed in this country.
Is there someone that you would love to wear a wake, like a hero of yours, that, you know, if the filters, you know, were aligned and we could get it to person X, you'd be like, this is fucking why I did this shit?
That's a good question.
Thank you. We ask
You should
everybody.
pat yourself. You should pat yourself on the back while you're at it. Someone who I'd be hyped.
Yeah.
Don Mattingly.
Dude.
What's Don's drip like?
I don't know, but I feel like
65 beers and one awake t-shirt, dude.
like some old 501s and cowboy boots and like
That'd be gas.
a small.
We gotta get him in a
hoodie, I'd be
campaign or some
fucking
shit.
hyped.
Be fire. Is that your favorite Yankee? Don Mattingly?
Yeah,
Hell
Donnie
yeah, bro.
baseball.
That was your favorite era, like the mid '90s, mid into late.
Late 80s, early. I think his last year was 94.
Okay,
Yeah.
but on the Yankees, Dodgers. '80s was he was on the Dodgers, right?
I think he retired a Yankee.
Yeah, he did.
He was on the Red Sox too, right?
He managed the Dodgers.
Okay,
He got injured. And he was done.
Not a sports podcast, guys.
yeah. Maybe back when we were in Barstool. When did you know it was time to leave Supreme and launch your own thing, like for real? Because Awake was kind of bubbling for a minute, but then like you took the leap, you bet on yourself.
I think it goes back to the aging gracefully. Like I didn't want to be the old guy working, like the old cool guy working at the streetwear brand. And I also, first of all, besides going to art school for photography, I had zero training in art direction, creative direction, brand strategy, seeding, market, all that shit.
You learned on the job.
Design, you know what I'm saying? So all those things I was allowed to do at Supreme. Okay. So like I had the brand director job title, which I made up.
Oh shit! Hell yeah!
I made that up because I wanted to.
Thank you from all the former brand directors. Thank you.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. I made that up in order to have a career post Supreme.
Oh shit!
Because if you notice, I'm the only one that ever had a title.
Right. Okay.
No one ever had an official title. All right. But I was like, I had the foresight. Like, if I want to make money after this job, I need.
If there's a stepping stone.
Yeah,
I got to put something on my resume.
Yeah, I needed to be able to claim responsibility for the work because the great thing about James and the way he ran Supreme is that everything's very clandestine and no one knows who did what. And I think that's why there's always a lot of confusion posts when people work there and people trying to take
or credit, like you're saying.
credit
Yeah.
for the work they've done. Sometimes they've done it, sometimes they haven't.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Did he know that you appointed yourself brand director, or were you just like,
I told him. No, it was a conversation. I was like, dude, like, what are we doing here? I've been here for X amount
Print
of
me
years.
some business cards, dog. I'm
Yeah,
sick of
I
this
was
shit.
just like, are you okay with that?
I got to put this in my Instagram bio.
Yeah. First of all, nothing gets done. Like, I can't just do that
Right.
and then go public with it without
course.
without that man's cosign. So, like, yeah, of course, that was a conversation. Why I left?
Or
But when
bet in
did you
yourself.
know it was time to?
When I knew when it was time to go. I got really tired of making someone else rich off
Woo!
my ideas.
Sure.
And I wanted to have my own thing. I saw 40 was coming really close, and I started thinking about 50 and what does 50 look like.
Oh, I thought you were talking about 40-ounce van for a second. I was like, wait, what? Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I was.
Saw the writing on the wall.
Started
30
getting some gray in the
Yeah.
old.
I didn't have grays at 38. That grays is during the wake time.
That's being an entrepreneur. Those are
Yeah.
entrepreneurial grays.
Awake aged you.
Yeah. And I wanted to own. I wanted ownership. I wanted to own. No one taught me what it was to really own a business and to own a company. And I helped build a $1 billion company. So I'm like, all right, if I could do this for this guy,
Yeah.
I could fucking do it for myself. And that was it. I was like, I got to get out of here.
Is that like you wake up one morning and you're like, yo, what the fuck? Or is this a process that was building
No,
over time?
it's a process because I've just also had seen some peers like, strike a match and try to like burn the house down. I'm like, I'm not, I'm also not going to sacrifice 10 years of work
Sure.
over ego.
And relationships. And
Yeah, because for me, at least for me, it would have been an ego thing. Like you need me. Without me, like blah blah blah. And
were you still, though, in your like prideful phase back then, or were you past that?
I was past that by
Okay.
then. You know what I mean? I started kind of transitioning more into like, what makes me feel good on a day to day, like what spiritually makes me feel good on a day to day. And like at the time, like I was kind of over it.
Right.
It was time for me to move on.
Happens to the best of us. Usually after 2 years for me, but
Yeah.
Would you ever collab with Supreme, and like would that be special to you, or is that kind of like almost hustling backwards?
Damn.
Not hustling
mean,
backwards, but like looking
kinda,
back-
low-key.
looking
Literally.
backwards, looking backwards.
Yeah.
It'd be great for the bank account. I mean,
Yeah.
is it high on the priority list? No. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not like chasing that. You're not sending some fucking inbound requests. Or I
No,
guess outbound in
look,
your
I
case.
think the best thing that I've done is get off the titty.
Yeah.
You know, in the last like 6 or 7 years, you know, I talk about the body of work that I've done on my own, like
Right.
literally on my own.
Shit speaks for itself.
Yeah, you know,
Titty with a BOGO on it.
yeah, titty. Nah, there's no titty in
A lot of
the
titties
bowl.
on
not,
this show.
not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah, no.
Do you have like you've done so many collaborations, and I feel like so many of them have come from just like your identity and like your own interest. Do you have a dream brand you would love to collab with that you haven't done anything yet with?
I don't know. I really don't. It's definitely not in clothing. It's not in clothing. I think it'd be more in food or travel at this point.
You like those are your passions deep down.
I don't know about passions, but I think it's about experience, you know,
Okay.
and what feels special. You know, like you can't collect food.
Right.
You have to experience food.
Angelo Airlines.
Bars.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's true. And not everybody's going to run and try to do it now. You're welcome. But yeah, like for me, it's like to make another hoodie or another
Does he make an
t-shirt.
Angelo corset scars on Makaste spot? Like, and here is your awake roll.
That would be sick.
Yo, the awake
but that,
roll?
I mean, but that's the thing. Like that,
This motherfucker on a
for me,
roll.
like, or like to fly people to Ecuador and like, all right, this is what ceviche tastes like.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Real
Where
ceviche.
I'm able to build out like a pop-up restaurant with an Ecuadorian chef down there, and
wow.
then we're able to like use like local ingredients from a small town, and then bring money to that town. You know, like that's the shit that I'm on.
Now you're giving the sauce away for free, bro. You
Yeah,
better be
but
careful.
it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're welcome. You know, like, but that's where my mind goes now. You know, because like the t-shirts and the hoodies, yes, you know, it's a means to an end, and it helps put food on the table for me and for my staff. But
lot of
you know,
people.
like that's not the end all be all,
Right.
because we all know it doesn't mean anything anymore.
We want to put real food on the real table.
Yeah, but like, what's the last collaboration you got excited for?
Damn, you're right, dude. Not one in a long time. Supreme
Yeah.
Barber.
That was a good one.
I got the leopard, bro. Shit's a
Yeah,
banger, dude.
Angelo Baque A6.
Oh yeah, true.
Those
But
are
not
hard.
Why was it your name and not Awake?
Yeah.
Like, is that you trying to hold on to like your name, like you were saying earlier?
Yeah, how do we make that
Because
distinction?
if A6 would have played it right, you know, it was to introduce the collective, which is what I did for them. I brought Tremaine, Jessica Gonzalez, Renel Medrano, and Spanto, rest in peace.
Gotcha.
Right? And really positioned myself more in a curator role than like streetwear guy. And I don't think they really understood that. Right? And I feel like, and hey, look, to each his own. Like they chose to, you know, put more energies into Kiko, and I feel like my project was kind of put to the wayside.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, like,
It was also early on, like Asics, like becoming
Yeah.
the cool guy sneaker. I mean, and you definitely helped kind of them
Yeah.
crash those gates. But then it was like once you kind of like brought Asics into the fore people's minds, then I think people were paying attention and they start seeing the Kiko shit. And they start seeing like, I don't know, like the Jounds and everything.
Yeah.
But it was early. You were early.
That's a good fucking
sure.
shoot, dude. Credit to you. That's a banger.
thank you. I was the first one to do the 14.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and I was also the first one to get the 14 on people's feet that would never wear Asics.
Right.
And therefore were hyped for the following projects.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, for once
Waterfall.
again, like you guys caught it, which is great. Then that makes me happy. You know what I'm saying?
did your
like,
job.
Thank you. You know, like that's real influence.
I will say when I was looking up things Ecuador's known for, I was looking through a list of like Ecuadorian foods, and I will say, if you can bring some Ecuadorian food to like Orchard Street, I'd be very happy. I'd love some bolon de verde. Did I say that correctly?
It sounds good. Yeah.
Sounds right.
Ancocado de pescado,
Okay.
bro. And then
What else
you
you
know,
got?
ceviche. That was it. That was it. Yeah, just read
How about this?
ceviche.
Yeah.
Ceviche. You guys can come out to Jackson Heights. I'll take you to my favorite Ecuadorian restaurant.
Are you gonna gatekeep or will you drop the name right now?
I mean, I'll give you like the ABC like low hanging fruit one,
Okay.
which is Barsola.
Okay.
Barsola,
But that still hits.
It hits, but that's not.
But that's not the.
That's not the.
Is Jackson Heights the hood to go to for the best Ecuadorian food?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Because I think anything past that would be like someone that cooks out of their basement on the weekends.
Oh,
or
shit.
only, like in somewhere. Because I've been to those spots like in the South Bronx
Right.
or Bushwick.
There was a
They're-
ceviche stand in Red Hook by the soccer fields. No, this is like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know it's trash. It's trash. It's trash.
Damn, bro. Tell us how you really feel. Okay.
All right.
It's trash.
What collaboration that you've done has paid out the biggest bag?
Yeah.
Carhartt.
Yeah?
Yeah, Carhartt.
Wow.
Yeah,
I guess Carhartt Whip is...
Shout out to Wilfred. I love you, Wilfred.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you
for
for your
sure.
work wear. Do you ever see brands biting your shit at this point?
Yeah.
In what, like the clothes, like the marketing, or everything? Like,
Our style, the way we cast, poaching our models.
Damn.
oh, really? It's that direct.
Yeah. People are shameless in this industry.
But is that the ultimate cosign, or are you actually like butthurt?
That what?
Is that the ultimate cosign that they're biting, or are you like butthurt about it and you're like, yo, this is fucking...
I don't know if I get butthurt. I would say it's like, get your own.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in a city of millions of people. Don't be lazy. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Get your own shit, you know.
That's fair.
Because kids don't know any better. You know,
Yeah.
they're gonna get a paycheck and they're gonna want clout.
Right.
So I don't get mad at the models and can't get mad at the photographers.
Don't
or
hate the player, hate the
stylists.
game.
Yeah, it's like, but it's just like, get your own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop being lazy.
When people start biting your shit, does that make you have to like evolve and pivot away because you don't want to now be conflated with the biters, or are you like, fuck you, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing?
I think it depends. I think when it comes to like casting and things like that, it's easy to pivot and we'll just move
Right.
on to the next person. I think with design, it gets a little bit trickier, you know, because it's definitely people that have been influenced by our classic logo and want to have their own kind of like, you know, whimsically kind of like a kind of thing. But it's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Change my logo now? Because I decided, you know,
It's fucking trademarked, bro.
yeah, it's like that's my fucking logo.
Be
you know?
wake.
Yeah, so
Awoke.
If you could snap your fingers and do away with any of, not that this has been a very positive pod and I think a lot of darts, but if you can get rid of anything in like the streetwear world, what is the one thing that you're like, yo, I fucking hate this shit, get it out of here? Is it biting? Is it fucking the constant pigeonholing? Like,
Instagram.
yeah?
Yeah,
You're not an IG guy.
I am an IG guy, but I think you know
you have to be.
when it becomes your only means of marketing. It's tough.
Is that the world we're just all in right now? It's
Yeah.
IG or nothing.
But is that almost
They
like
got
a
it.
is that almost like a honey trap for the lazies and the goofies? Where it's like, all right, you just want to be an IG brand, go be an IG brand.
Yeah, no, yeah. I don't know. I don't knock anybody's hustle, by the way. I think it takes away from creativity, but then also like I'm at the mercy. When you're ever at the mercy of anything, it's like I would want to do away with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's like if we're not hitting the algorithm,
Right.
then our campaign that we just spent X amount of dollars went down
Yeah.
the fucking toilet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because instead of posting at 10, we posted at 11,
Right.
and now we just missed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And we
Damn.
have like 50 likes, and it's like, what the fuck?
Delete.
Yeah.
Archive.
Yeah, exactly. Like delete archive. We gotta do this shit again. You know. So
Hide the likes.
yeah,
Hide the
so
likes.
In a way, it's great because like there's a kid in South Africa that knows about Awake
Right.
because they're on Instagram, but then it's also hindering because
Yeah.
we're at the mercy of this.
A lot of double-edged swords in this world, man. It's
Yeah.
tough. I'm not getting off
That's
IG.
it.
Want to hug it out now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm not getting off IG.
I need a matcha.
I'm not getting off of IG either.
Nah.
Best dating app. James can confirm.
Instagram, best dating app.
That's what I say.
Fuck Raya.
What?
That's what I say.
You stole your line?
No. I don't
great
know
minds.
I don't know if you stole my line.
Great minds. Great
I don't
meats.
understand
Great
why
meats.
people waste time on these fucking like
Right.
Rayas, and I'm like, for what? Just jump on IG, man.
Get a blue. Pay someone to get a blue check. How
You know
about
what else
IG?
is like? You just got. I don't know. I don't know.
You've said too much.
Yeah, we're not
I'm
gonna
gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it.
We're not
alone.
gonna. Let's leave it at that.
You
Let
said
me-
too much.
Let me ask you this: with yourself, Tremaine Emery, Ronnie Feig, Teddy Santis, does Queens get the recognition it deserves?
In what way?
I don't know. I feel like
a
people
streetwear
just don't.
hotbed of fucking genius
Yeah,
talent.
just like churning out talent like
Yeah,
that,
bro. So that's like a Mount Rushmore of like guys generally, and you all happen to be from the same borough. Like
Yeah.
that's something's in the water.
I have no idea.
Do you think it's over? No, I mean, like underrated, overrated. I guess like it's hard to tell when you're from there. Do you even care? You don't care. don't give a
I
fuck.
do care. I do care because I love my borough and I love where I'm from. And motherfuckers used to try to play us because we were from Queens. And I mean that specifically me and Tremaine. Like I met Tremaine back in like 2099 hanging out in front of Union. You know what I'm saying? The reason why we gravitated towards each other because there wasn't really any like black or brown kids running downtown that were from Queens that weren't skaters. There were definitely some skate kids, you know, that were down here. Like Gio Moya, some other cats. I think Rodney Torres is from Queens, but like on the like young, cool guy collecting T-shirts and really being in this shit, like not from Queens. There are a lot of Dominican cats from the Heights and the Bronx and Puerto Rican kids, but like, yeah. So like I saw Tremaine rocking low. I was like, yo, you collect low, and then it just kind of turned into a friendship from there, and specifically the part of Queens we're from. And the thing is just like, when I brought Sponto to Queens, I started in Queensbridge to show him where Nas is from.
Mm-hmm.
I took him to Jackson Heights, took him to the Globe, but then I took him to South Queens. So I took him to Richmond Hill, where I'm from, Liberty Avenue. Then I took him to where Tremaine is from. The whole time Sponto was like, I want to see Linden Boulevard. So I took him to Linden Boulevard, where Tribe is from. But yeah, a lot of people don't realize that redlining was created in Queens. So by design, black and brown people are in the southern part of Queens, right? So like, we also got played because people from other boroughs just thought Queens was the burbs, right? So yes, there is a significant amount of Queens that has lawns and private homes, but once you cut through that shit, that's when you get to the hood. You know what I'm saying? So like that's when, you know, like if you haven't been to Jamaica Ave or the Coliseum or Archer Boulevard, you know, Merrick Boulevard, Liberty Ave, you know, Foch Boulevard, Rockaway Boulevard, like it's hard to really claim Queens. You know what I'm saying? So like in a way, like me and Tremaine, when we met, it was like what kids call trauma bonding now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's like we had to come here to be free. You know what I'm saying? In order to, you know, be into this weird downtown shit and then also want to get jiggy, but also love X-Men and all this other shit, you know, like, and be fans of like the Jungle Brothers and, you know, Tribe and De La, you know, like you had to be down here, you know? So yes, that's why I have like, I don't gatekeep Queens, but I'm very like, I'm borough pride. Like I'm from there because like in the 90s it'd be from Brooklyn or the Bronx or Uptown. Like it's just like, what can you say? You know what I'm saying? So like we didn't really have our moment till like early 90s when you had Nas and Mobb Deep and all these like greats come out, Royal Flush, and it was like Mike Geronimo, like motherfuckers, and then like that's right, Queen's Pride, you know, like so we are the product of that. You know what I'm saying?
That
so,
chip on the shoulder.
The chip, fuck yeah, the chip on the shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Like people trying to take us for suckers. You know what I mean? So like you always had to like not be extra, but you always had to like, you know, be 10 toes down when it came down here to like really hang out downtown and put in the work.
Is there like, I mean, of the guys I mentioned that are currently, you know, some of the biggest names in streetwear, in menswear, all coming out of Queens, is there like friendly competition between you guys? Are you just trying to like, are you know, motivating each other to kind of, does that chip on the shoulder, is that, you know, you see them and you're reminded of that?
No. Nah, because like I said, I just focus on what I do. And I know where I'm from and I know my pedigree. You know, like last time I checked, I'm the only one that helped build $1 billion business.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Last time I checked, I'm the only one that worked at a legendary retail store called Nom de Guerre. Last time I checked, I'm the one who folded T-shirts at the Stussy store on Worcester Street in the year 2000. Last time I checked, I'm the only one that I know that actually went bombing with real graffiti writers. You know,
Your
like,
pedigree speaks for itself.
Shout out to TCK, you know, my crew. You know, so like I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I'm like I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm happy with where my store is at. I know what my brand means, and that's why you got somebody like Hugo working with me. You know what I'm saying? Because like if he didn't respect me or what we did, I couldn't pay him enough to come work with me.
Right.
Well, I do want to ask you a question about outside. Well, you know, your friend, but also outside of like your own immediate brand, Tremaine and your ex-employer Supreme. Like, can you weigh in on like what you saw happen with? I mean, obviously not just, you know, airing out private conversations, but like what we all saw with like the screenshots. Like, could you kind of understand where he was coming from as someone that used to work there as a POC? Like, what was your personal experience like versus what you maybe saw him putting out into the public sphere?
Working there was very challenging. I was the only person of color that worked there
Damn.
in a position of power.
Right.
Shout out to Amaya, who was on the production team. She came in later after I was there for a few years. So I understand Tremaine's frustrations, you know, and if you really look at the blueprint of what I've been building post Supreme, you understand what my experience was there. It's no coincidence that, and first of all, I fucking hate when people say awake and woke. Awake has nothing to do with being woke. Like,
Do people say that?
Who
Really?
says that?
People all the time in
Damn,
stupid
dude.
interviews and shit like that. So
What
like,
the fuck?
Yeah. So like, first we
Never even
predate-
thought that once.
Yeah, we predate woke culture and all that shit, you know. And woke culture is fine, but like, awake came about because I wanted to build something refined at first, right? I was changing and developing, and my ideologies were different, and also like my tastes were a little bit more refined than what was happening at Supreme at that time, back in like I think it was 2012, right? When I
You were like
started.
out in suits and you were like wearing tailoring.
Yeah. So I was just like, I want to do something a little different. And then afterwards, leaving there, I'm like, I need to start creating a place, building a place that can actually be a platform of opportunity for kids that look like me, right?
Like an
that
incubator, kind of?
Basically, yes, like an incubator, you know. So without me working there 10 years, you know, you don't have a Shaniqua Jarvis, a Grace LaDoja, a Balade Banjo, Skepta, ASAP Rocky, Odd Future Dudes, the whole ASAP crew, you know, like I was the conduit for all that to the brand, you know, making sure that there was a place for POC creatives to have an entry point, right? And then kind of continuing that ethos when it comes to Awake, but then even taking a step further and creating transparency and accessibility to young kids. Like when I started social studies with Shaniqua back, I think it was in 2017, the whole point of it is like, our friends, right, we're at the forefront of this business. Chris Gibbs, Tremaine, Asai, Sheiks, Virgil. Like, in order to create real change, we got to get the kids to us. So we have to create the honey in order to educate them. So then there's real change for the next generation. That was the whole point. You know, so I'm like, this was my experience there. I'm not going to let it bitter me and say, fuck this industry and fuck, you know, doing this stuff. It's just like, all right, how can I really create change moving forward? Excuse me. So I don't know if that answers your question.
No, I think so. I mean, I think, yeah, it's telling to see what people do after they leave a place. It kind of can be like a little telling of like maybe, you know, the things they saw or didn't see in that place that they're leaving.
That's why back to like one of your earlier questions, like to categorize us or pigeonhole us just as a streetwear brand, then you're not paying attention.
Right.
You're not paying attention to what I did for 10 years there.
Right.
And you're not paying attention to what I've done here for the last 7 years. And look at the people I put at the forefront. You know, when we were doing campaigns in 2016, nobody was fucking doing diversity in their campaigns. Nobody was, you know, putting, you know, like young girls in shoots, not, you know, like sexualizing them, but
Right.
actually like, yo, like this is the muse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it was. Like these are the young girls that I'm like, yo, they're cool. They're just as cool as the boys. So this is what Awake is. You know what I mean? Like just creating newness.
Just real quick on like from a personal angle, right? Tremaine is your boy, and while obviously corporations are not people and don't have feelings, that is a place that like helped you become the guy you are today. Is it a bummer to then see that public spat and divorce, like, or is it just like that's the game?
No, I think it's the enough when change doesn't happen, something has to happen inevitably in order for there to be change. You know what I mean?
So it's
Like,
necessary.
in a way, if things are gonna change, right? You know what I mean? If you're gonna, first of all, if you're gonna bring in somebody like Tremaine to be the creative director, you know, like.
Yeah. And he didn't have to ask for that. Like he didn't have to create that title like you did. Like that wasn't like the first time, at least that we could tell, that Supreme hired.
Correct.
Like
It's almost
that
like
role.
two immovable forces.
Yeah.
Like something had to
Unmovable
break, right?
object and movable force.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
correct.
like,
So something was gonna give.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like me knowing the inner workings are there and me being close to Tremaine all these years is just like, good luck.
Did you advise him on taking that role? Like, did you talk about it beforehand? He just
No.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Would you have told him to maybe like
Keep your head on a swivel.
watch your six?
Yeah.
I know where the bodies are buried.
Yeah.
I would have advised of the inner workings in order to be able to navigate that place
Counsel.
to his advantage.
To like manage expectations.
I don't know about managing it because I didn't know what his expectations were.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? So without hearing that first, it's kind of
Right.
difficult to say I would have said this.
Right,
I would've
right,
said
right.
that.
Yeah.
I know.
No Monday morning quarterbacking shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to be a Sunday driver. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? He's his own man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I love about him. But I would have been like, you know, A, B, C, and D. You know, and keep your eye on the sparrow.
Let's bring it back to Awake. Where does Awake draw inspiration from right now?
Fuck, New York.
Yeah?
Always.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's New York.
The source.
Man. Yeah, New York is the source. I forgot who I was talking to recently, and they were talking about mood board this and I'm like, the mood board is up here. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like
my life of mood board.
Exactly. Like, yo, if you didn't grow up here, you know, I understand, you know, but like, look, you go outside on Orchard Street, you got kids fucking wearing jorts with
So many jorts,
Air
dude.
Max 95s. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, that was 1995 in New York City. I happened to be, you know, fucking 17 years old that year. You know what I mean? Like, I was there for it. You know, like I collected all the magazines. You know,
Yeah,
so
some
like,
kids wearing your pair of jorts, dude.
yeah, so I find, you know, so it's not like we moved on to something that I'm not familiar with, you know, so it's like that's in the back pocket, but then also like, what else? You know, for me, it's always like, what else can we be doing differently as a brand and not just kind of like solely depending on the years 1990 to 1996 for inspiration.
Right. Are there any like individuals or things happening that you're seeing in New York that really tickle your pickle at this moment?
Yeah, let's
No.
give some flowers. No? Okay, cool.
It's just like
Never
what you see on
mind.
what you see on the train, what you see on the street.
Real people shit.
No.
It's just all
Does it kind of bum you out that it, like, obviously everything is cyclical, but like to see almost like the carbon copy of those years, is that like, are you like, all right, I'm about to fucking kill this shit because I lived it, or is it like I kind of wish we could move on?
No,
to
it makes
something
sense
else?
because I think about, you know, being 15 during that time period and how we thought the 70s was cool. You know, and if you think about like, you know, Beastie Boys, like Paul's Boutique, Check Your Head, you know, there's like this weird kind of intersection of like, you collect polo, but then you have bell bottoms and then you wear campuses, you know, like if you could find like that weird kind of like little middle, you know what I mean?
The
like
sweet spot.
The sweet spot, you know what I mean? Like, so no, not really. I'm not bummed. I find it kind of entertaining. And I also like the kid that's that age today that's referencing that time period also realistically their parent is my age.
yeah.
You know, so
That's
in a way,
true, dude.
In a way, they were just raised right. You know what I'm saying? So like, if they're like listening to, you know, Enter the 36 Chambers or fucking Illmatic, like that's technically should be like your Beatles, right?
Right.
Or you know.
So the
like,
key is just having cool parents.
yeah, you got good parents that raised you on good shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So how am I gonna be mad that that's the stuff that you really
True.
love?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mixed with whatever is happening today. You know.
But if you could freeze New York during any era, like what would you pick?
Probably 1982.
Yeah?
Okay.
If I could, I wish.
How old are you?
Not old enough to hang out.
Is
That's why you wanna go.
That's why you want to.
Yeah, I would love to go back there and like see what the fuck was going on. You know, like for me, let me tell you, if I ever feel down, or I feel like borderline depressed, I'll throw on Planet Rock. I'll watch
yeah?
that video and then like instantly like.
Right.
You know, because it reminds me of my Uncle George. My Uncle George was a DJ and had a boombox, and I would hang out with him on the corner up on.
He's the fun
180.
uncle.
Yeah, he's the fun uncle. You know, and I'm like, that's the shit I used to hear when I was a little kid, and
Right.
like my ears were like raised, like, oh, what is this shit? Like, what is this music?
What was he dressing like? What was his, like, when you close your eyes and picture him? Like, what does he look like?
Lee press jeans, like he was a b-boy. Lee press jeans with a windbreaker. He was a Jamal Shabazz photo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at
He's
Jamal,
fire.
Yeah, my uncle was lit. My uncle had his little like gold plate with the Chinese letters, George. You know, like
Sick.
he was that guy.
And now he's
So,
on someone's mood board.
Yeah, truly.
I doubt,
Some capper's mood board.
I doubt.
You know that
I doubt
archetype.
it.
Yeah.
but-
If you were elected mayor of New York tomorrow and you unseated Hugo Mendoza, what would your first executive order be?
send everybody home.
All the transplants?
All transplants.
Wow,
go
bro.
home,
Bro.
man.
A little
Immediately.
reactionary.
Immediately.
Ohio about to come up.
Immediately. All y'all need to go home, man. Let me tell you, COVID was beautiful.
Yeah.
When I saw those U-Haul trucks in Bed-Stuy, I was like, fuck yeah, man. Holy shit,
Man.
that shit made me happy, man.
Even Jersey?
What, Jersey go home?
Yeah.
Jersey go home,
Sorry,
man.
Lawrence.
Damn,
Go home.
bro.
Jersey go home. The tunnel's right there. It's easy. You know, path train.
We got bridges. We got tunnels for y'all. Get
First
out
of all,
of here.
Jersey
All right.
City's lit now, so let's not even like.
You got the views.
I love Union City, low key. I would live in Union City.
Really?
Yeah, Union City.
Could you ever leave New York?
Breaking news.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, that's the plan. Honestly.
Yeah, eventually.
Were you going to go to the beach, the mountains?
Definitely
TBD.
ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, L.A.
Oh,
that's
you're
right.
gonna become a statistic, bro.
Yep. Cliche, man.
Yeah.
Cliche. But you know what? I always say, like how the prior generation, like Miami was the native New Yorker retirement.
Right.
Like, true native New Yorker retirement is Los Angeles.
For cool guys.
Sure. Sure.
I don't know. Maybe that's got to change. All right. I know you're not, your party days are a little bit behind you, but you're still running around. Let's say the three of us and Hugo, all right? We go out for a night in the town. Uh-huh. What spots are we hitting? What are the hidden gems you're showing us? Where are we eating?
Yeah.
What are we on?
I would definitely take y'all out to Queens.
Nice.
That would be my go-to, like to have fun and to get dirty. It's not down here.
Right.
It's not, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, if we're going to have fun, we got to go to Jackson Heights.
Okay.
And we got to get weird.
How much hookah is going to be involved?
How much hookah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could definitely.
Okay, just making sure.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing that we will have to start on Dykeman
Okay.
with Hugo.
Yeah.
And then we end up in some like weird, like little sketchy Mexican bar in
Jackson Heights?
Yeah. Like where like you don't know who's what is what.
Yeah,
which
I
is
like
kind
that.
of fire. Like we'll definitely be in the epicenter of like
Fever
them
dream.
gender fluidity.
Yeah.
Like
Jackson Heights fever dream, baby.
Everybody's anybody.
Yeah.
fire. Fire.
Okay. I like
When you
that.
are out here, and your answer to this might just be no, are there any trends you're seeing happening that you want to see more of when it comes to like style and clothing?
No, I don't know. I don't know about trends, but I do like. I would say this: if I ever had any kind of jealousy towards this generation, is the freedom that they have, right? Like, so my generation is still can't wrap their minds or brains around this idea of like gender fluidity or
Eating pussy's gay.
non-binary, but how that kind of like flows into fashion,
Right.
Dope. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, did you grow up in a time, and I feel like Supreme did kind of do away with this, where it was like, oh, you're a punk, you dress like a punk. Oh, you're a skater, you dress like a skater.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a
Hip-hop
b-boy
guy, yeah.
Yeah, like you dress like a b-boy. Like, was that your time, or were you kind of like coming after that
in general, you're talking about at the brand.
in general?
In general, identifying by your tribe, I think that still happens to this day, which I love. Like, I love seeing like shitty punks still hanging out on St. Mark's, or like crusties walking
Yeah.
around together, because to me, that's whether it's genuine or not, there's something about that I still love. And I can still spot a graffiti writer from a mile away.
Yeah.
But is that what you
know
mean
what I'm
with like this generation, where they can kind of like dabble, like take what they want from punk, take what they want from skate, take what they want from like high fashion, and mix it all together?
Yeah, they have the freedom to not have to be identified by a
Their
tribe.
tribe is
Right.
all tribes.
It's all tribes. So like
Coexist.
Yeah. So
I seen a bumper
first of all, I
sticker
see
like
that
that.
bumper sticker. I'm like, kook.
Yeah.
A fucking kook. Yeah,
locals go- Locals all the
for
way.
sure. And there's definitely like a
Fucking
Vermont
Shooby.
sticker
Yeah,
on
yeah.
there, or like
Fish.
Bernie Sanders, a fish.
Kooks go
absolutely.
home.
Yeah.
Shout out Bernie, we miss you.
Yeah. So like, in order to survive back in my generation, you definitely had to subscribe to a tribe, right? Because strength in numbers, And now, no, you don't have to. But then also, there's something about me that still appreciates when I see a tribe walking around together.
Right.
What was your choice? You were a writer. You were
Yeah, I hung out with graffiti writers.
Yeah, that
hung out
was
with graffiti writers. Yeah.
Is there a trend that you want to see less of that you're like see proliferating? Let's fucking get on our hater shit real quick.
On some hater shit.
Yeah, dude. Put your old head on for a second.
Put my old head on for fucking luxury, man.
Oh yeah.
Go away.
You talking about like big
Like
logo,
luxury
like
on the street.
conspicuous
No,
shit?
just like lazy luxury. Like just overly branded. Like it's just like, all right,
Yeah.
we get it. You guys made your bag the last 4 to 5 years. Like, come on, let's bring design back. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it used to be we would look up to them. Like,
Right.
yo, one day we want to be like Vuitton or Gucci. You know what I'm saying? And now it's done this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's the laziest shit. Is what
It's the fucking laziest
it's a
shit.
logo T-shirt or some
Ow.
sneakers.
Yeah, that shit is lazy and it just creates really bad fashion on the streets. So
But you have like a bunch
cut
of
it out.
like European houses, but it's more like the more low key shit.
What do you mean?
It's like you don't wear logo Prada, but you're wearing like you know
Sunglasses.
the sunnies and like
yeah, there's
Accessories,
It's
which is
well
what they're good
done,
for,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Honestly,
it's
sneakers
well,
aside.
it's well done and
Right.
it's well designed. There's actually really good intention. And as you know, there's an accessories designer. There's a shoe
Right.
designer. You know what I mean? So like, whoever's doing accessories for Prada is fucking doing a great job. Or doing accessories for Marni.
you gotta hire them at Wake, bro.
Yeah.
What's up?
You
You gotta
poach
hire
'em.
them at a Wake.
Yeah.
Poach 'em. All right, Angelo, let's turn the fucking microscope onto you. What's a
up?
personal style phase you went through that you now, looking back, regret the most?
Yeah, the cringe
Can you
era.
send us these photos?
I think I got the photos.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Definitely when I got on my like soapboxy, I'm down with like anti-capitalist shit.
Okay.
Like I read the biography of Che Guevara at the age of 18. I was like, fuck religion,
Yeah.
fuck capitalism. I want to be a socialist and a communist.
You're a fake radical.
I'm definitely a fake radical. But yeah, like
Were you just
that
doing it to
whole
get? Were you
wardrobe-
just doing it to get pussy though? Like,
Huh?
like Obama? Were you just trying to do it to get pussy?
Well, I call it poetry pussy. That's what I used
Damn,
to
dude.
hang out at the New York Post Cafe, and it was just like,
Damn.
yeah,
The poetry pussy phase was tough
Trying to
look.
Slam poetry pussy.
1,000%, 1,000. But hookah shell, Nag Champa,
Wow, dude.
Egyptian musk.
Whew. Did it
you were-
work?
Yeah, yeah. You kidding me? I was a hot 18-year-old. Like I had hair down to here. I was in all the ciphers.
Wow,
like,
dude.
Yeah. No, I wasn't rhyming, but I was around. I was
Right.
peripherally around all things.
You're
cool.
rotating.
I saw MF Doom in New York Rican where he wasn't outside.
100%.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my
100%.
God.
I was there the first night that MF Doom
stocking cap?
performed. Yeah, he came out with the stocking.
Wow.
That people say. What did they say that was? That was actually the Night Train show. My best friend Boz. That was like an offshoot of Stretch and Bobbito. Was a Night Train show, and he curated a night, and MF Doom was the surprise special guest that night.
Yeah. I don't know.
I was
Real
there.
New York
Seven?
shit.
I
I was
that
there.
night. I was there that night.
there.
Yeah.
All right, so from your poetry pussy phase to or getting poetry pussy phase, right, to like your current status as just running the Big Apple from the orchard. Where do you see the brand in 5 years from now?
I think just expanding as a global entity, you know what I mean, and having more of a global presence, and yeah, just opening up some more stores, creating more communities wherever we go, and that's about it, man. Like, there's no like ideas of grandeur or like
Delusions of grandeur.
delusions of grandeur.
Yeah.
Thank you, and
You're
like
welcome.
world domination. We got to be the #1 brand.
What do you think about that trend in streetwear where like that global, maybe not domination, but expansion comes at the expense of licensing deals and taking outside money? Obviously, this is what Supreme did, fucking Saturdays. I know, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. Just like, what do you think of that as a way to expand? Do you see that being like a route?
It's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's like you gotta know the devil that you're marrying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you gotta do the due diligence with the people that you want.
Gotta
to
find the
partner
right
with.
partners if
you
you're
gotta
gonna
find
do that.
Yeah, basically you gotta find the right partners. And I think also ultimately, what is your goal? Like if you want to get to $1 billion, then you make those kinds of moves. You know what I mean? I think there's a way to do it where, like I said, like. Yeah, if $1 billion happened, great, but like that's not really.
You're not willing to kill a motherfucker to get there.
No, I'm not. So I think there's a way to do it where it still feels holistic and it feels good.
All right. Well, speaking of things that feel good, it's time to get into the next
Nice.
topic
the
of this
bonus round?
podcast.
Is
No,
this
no,
the-
not yet. This
It's
is
a
still
segment that we call Dad Ass.
that's
Dead
sucking and
ass.
fucking.
Meats and cheeks.
No, dad ass.
Dad
ass.
ass.
Yeah,
Dead ass, dad ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the way to Angelo Baque's heart?
Leave me alone. Give me space.
Yeah?
Just
you
give
need
me
your time.
space.
Yeah?
Like you
Guys,
need alone time.
I need alone time.
Separate
but,
time.
But then give me the
Bitch,
attention.
get off my back.
Give me the attention when I need it.
Oh, interesting.
Just remind me how special I am.
Right.
Feed the ego a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But then
It's like tending a fire, you know?
I'm a Leo.
Okay.
I'm a Leo, man. So I need that attention every once in a while.
Are Latina women the most fire females on the planet?
They're the most toxic women on the planet.
So fire in a way that they will burn you.
Yeah.
In the most loving way, and I love them. Oh, I love them.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this.
My man's doing his pussy poetry right now, dude.
For the listeners at home and maybe one guy in the room, what's your number one tip for bagging a Latina baddie?
Yeah.
For all the impressionable young men listening at home. And
You gotta let them talk.
Ooh, let him
You gotta
spit.
let
Let him go.
You gotta ask them questions.
Okay. Is that to tire her out? Or
No, first of all, you'll never tire out a Latino.
that's the renewable
There's no
energy
such
this
thing.
planet needs.
There's
So
no-
Latino
there's
women.
No such thing
They're like
as
cheetahs.
tiring.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You
burn
gotta
hot.
you gotta let them talk. I think that's the key, man.
do you have to give them that attention you talked about? Do you have to give them that attention? In what way?
1,000%.
Two-way street.
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to be like buying them nice things or like cooking for them, acts of service, acts of love.
Nah, you can't do that.
Okay.
No,
You can't buy their love?
You're gonna
Damn,
get
what the
demo.
fuck?
No, you could definitely buy their love, but like the acts of service and being too nice, that's gonna get you.
Oh, then you're gonna get
So you got to
fucking
be a bit
steamrolled.
a bit on your dickhead shit, like a little bit.
I'm not trying to promote that kind of thing.
They're the toxic ones. They're the toxic ones. He said it.
You're gonna have to match the toxicity and maybe trump it a little bit. You know what I mean?
All right.
But that's also like if I'm not up for that anymore. Back in my mid 30s,
Right,
I was game for that. 20s, I was game for that. Now
In your 40s, kind of slow down.
Yeah, you don't have the energy.
Like, I can't
anymore.
keep up.
I'm
I can't
good.
keep
No,
up.
I'm good. No. I don't want that in my life.
I've seen this happen with my own two eyes. Well, not like all the way through, but with our boy Hugo specifically. Will wearing a wake get you laid?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
No?
Yeah, I don't think so.
You can't just look cool in some dope awake
Yeah,
fit.
but I mean, you could look cool in a wake fit, and that could get you to the means
To an end.
to the end, right? But like,
Means to
I
the
think
ass.
that'd be cool. First of all, I wouldn't want to sleep with a girl that's like, oh, that's on a wake hoodie. I'm like, fuck you. I'd be like, I'm good. Like, I'm good.
So a wake will bring you to the water, but you got to drink yourself.
Yeah, like we'll make you look jiggy. You look
Right.
good. You look fly. You know what I'm saying? But like any girl that wants to sleep me off rip because of
She's a jersey chaser.
any brand, by the way, I'd be like, I'm good.
Right. Yeah.
Well, then why? I mean, okay. Well, what about? Yeah, never mind.
No, I want to see where
Well,
that was
these
going.
guys,
Where you
no,
gonna-
these
where you gonna
guys that
take
are
it?
wearing like Gucci, like that to them, that's just them being like, "Yo, bitches, like I make 10 mil a year."
I
or
got
something.
that
like,
T-shirt money.
You know how much I
Angelo.
spent on this Gucci T-shirt,
Gucci Louis.
Gucci Louis.
Yeah, but then that's
But they're not getting pussy.
But that's the kind of girl that you get. You know what
Right,
I'm
they're
saying?
paying
and
for it.
that's really good, great wardrobe for the strip club.
Right,
You know what
totally.
I'm saying? Which just puts like crosshairs on your back as like a mark.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, yeah, like does
What's-
an awake fit?
You gotta go to strip
make
club
you
looking
look
broke
good?
as fuck.
Like hell yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. But you gotta bring something to the table.
Yeah.
I memean, now I'm looking for substance.
Right.
You know,
Right. Well, it sounds like you're wifed up. You're not
I am wifed
Okay.
up. Yeah, I'm wifed up.
pre-wifing. Is New York City? Just speaking from personal experience, is New York City the best place to date or the worst place to date?
If you're a guy, it's
Yeah.
the best place to date.
But
If you're a girl,
Not so much.
not so much. It kind of sucks for you.
Yeah.
Like you age out quick here.
Yeah.
Like you hit.
that's an empathy coming through right there.
No, that's just a fact. Like once
It's just numbers.
That's
yeah,
science.
Yeah.
Math.
Post 30, like it's rough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Post 30 for any woman is rough out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Respect.
All right.
Thank
Angelo,
you for the honesty.
Angelo Baque, how much money do you make?
Not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough. Not enough.
You got that number in mind. It's not $1 billion, but it's
Yeah. I got a number in mind. But like I mean, anyone that runs a business, a real business, like now's not the time where like you're making bread.
you're reinvesting.
1,000%.
Were the early years of Wake super lean? Like, were you like fucking eating bread sandwiches?
No. Never.
You were good.
Yeah, I was
You made sure that you were set up.
Yeah.
Because again, you
it's
came
called
from.
being responsible.
You were a saver,
Am I a saver?
or were you a saver? Because like that's the thing. Like saving, like in your, like it's like you should be saving in your 30s. Like what's your financial advice, Angelo Baque?
Get yourself a mutual fund as soon as possible, and get
Yeah.
yourself a good financial advisor. Yeah, that's what I tell my friends, and buy art. You know, way before I bought a watch, I owned art.
Damn.
As an investment or like to enrich your soul?
Both.
Nice.
No, I never enrich my soul. I think one is to support a friend. You know, like
Okay.
if you really believe in your friend's artwork. I think the industry that we're in, we have a lot of adjacency to like young artists. So it's like 2,500 on a painting or 2,500 like on
Some bullshit.
On the strippy.
on the strip or like a date
Worth
just. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. Let me know where you're getting date just for $250, bro.
Do you own any streetwear dolls?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I not because it was gifted to me.
Do you have them? Okay, 2 questions. Do you have the streetwear dolls on display in the crib, and do you have any skate decks hanging as art in the crib?
No to both.
Okay, thank God.
No to both.
All right,
How are you
passed.
not? How are you not flipping these streetwear dolls? I feel like they were fucking. Well, maybe
banned
not
for-
anymore.
First
but
of all, for the record, shout out to Paolo and Verdi. They gave me one of those Visty
Oh, sure.
dolls. So I'm like, yeah, those are the homies.
Right.
You know, I'm not. What am I
did
gonna
you post it on IG?
what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do
Yeah,
with that? But yeah.
What, you got the girls don't cry or whatever, that fucking bear brick? That's what it was, one of those shits?
No, they made a doll out of one of the last characters that he created. It was a Visty, so it's like a real doll. Like I
got you.
So it's just
A plush.
It's in the
A real doll. It's art.
I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, besides reinvesting in your own business, besides clothes, let's say, what do you like to spend besides art? What do you like to spend your hard-earned money on?
What I said before, food and travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, food and travel.
What's on the bucket list travel-wise?
Ooh. Yeah.
I want to go back to South America. It's been a long time.
Oh,
And
shit.
I want to be able to travel more, like through Colombia.
On your Che Guevara shit?
Yeah, I'm a Che Guevara. Yeah, fucking fighting capitalism.
Motorcycle
No, just
batteries.
motorcycling
Yeah,
down the
yeah,
fucking.
along the Pacific coast,
Hell yeah.
kicking all the rubber companies out. No, yeah, I mean, I've only been to Ecuador, so I would love to go to Brazil, Bolivia, Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina, even though they're Nazis.
It's a long-
Go there. Yeah.
It's a long bucket list.
Very attractive Nazis, though. We'll see
Yeah.
that. All right. Here's a question. What's a large purchase you made recently that you ended up regretting?
I none.
Really?
No.
Are you a discerning shopper when it comes to spending that hard-earned money of yours?
I don't know about discerning, but like I like to be secure and I like to know. You know, I don't know. Like I like to say that I'm not a reactionary shopper or consumer.
Right.
But when it comes to like something that's like 10 racks or more, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna think about it. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
We appreciate your financial
I don't have
literacy.
like a damn. I shouldn't have spent $25,000.
You've never walked out and be like, what the fuck did I just blow a bag on?
I just blacked out.
Blacked out at the Gucci store.
Nah.
All right. Well, Angelo, before we wrap up this pod,
Yeah.
obviously Awake, 7 years in, fucking killing it, putting together the dream team. You got the store on Orchard. New collection just dropped. The fucking rhinestones are dancing.
Yeah, baby.
You're doing incredible.
Thank you.
We like to see you do even better. So we'd love to offer up some constructive criticism, as using our kind of outsider perspective.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. How suggest you take it.
Sure.
Are
you guys gonna hit me with a bill after that?
No,
for
no,
This
this is
is
free.
this
This
is
is
a
free.
way to thank you for being
your
so
time,
gracious
for your
with your
time,
time. Yeah.
Okay.
We're actually repaying you because we know what your hourly rate is because
Yeah.
Hugo told us. No, I'm kidding.
It's up there.
Yeah.
Clearly, you
Deservedly.
are burning the midnight oil at Awake. I mean, you got to be working like 80-hour weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
I think you should pull double duty and take up the creative director role at Supreme because I hear they got a vacancy.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
good.
All
But
right.
thank you for
Yeah.
the
That'd be
career rice.
that's too much work. It's too much work.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my plate full over here.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
We've talked a lot about collabs that are meaningful, how art is important to your life. My piece of constructive criticism, Angelo, is that, maybe for the next collab, I think Arthur Jaffe is available. I don't know if you wanted to
You
fucking...
guys are dicks.
I know. He's fucking dope, dude.
You said, God bless him.
fire,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Angelo, thank you for coming on to the only podcast that matters. Where can the kids follow you?
Yeah.
What do you want to plug?
Plug your shit, dog.
AwakeNewYorkClothing.com, 62 Orchard Street. Whether you live in New York or you don't, come through.
Pull up and get a matcha
A nice destination hang.
and a bunch of
Yeah.
clothes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, come. get
Beautiful
your-
fucking store, comfortable couch.
The
Post up all day.
Last stop before White Chinatown.
Stop before
Last call.
on your way to Scar, the Dime
True,
Square.
true,
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see, Angelo Baque, Instagram, whatever, dude.
Whatever, bro. It's IG.
No, we appreciate your time, Angelo.
No,
This
you're
has
the
been,
man, dude. Thank you so much,
We've
bro.
been wanting to do this for a minute, and thank you for giving us the time.
No,
for real.
thank you guys, man. You guys are legends.
Oh,
You
what?
guys are legends.
Yo, I hope the people made it
clip
through.
it,
They
clip
could
it.
hear
By
that.
the way, I want this on record.
Yeah.
That I'm your white whale.
Ooh, that's
Sir.
right.
Yeah.
This is a white
sir.
whale.
Well, brown
Many
brown
whale-
whale.
oh,
Brown whale.
Brown
That feels a little.
Yeah, yeah.
That feels a little nasty.
Yeah.
I was gonna say brown whale.
We can
sounds
say it.
like,
He can't say
Yeah,
it.
It sounds like what he did. He had to use the employee bathroom at the store, bro.
yeah.
Dropped off a brown whale, dude.
Angelo, thank you again.
Thank you, bro. We appreciate
you.
you.
Jeff,
Thank y'all, man.
take us out.